Hey, welcome back. Another short one today in my series of little tiny AI tools and hacks that completely have changed my life. I've already talked about some of my big ones. Fireflies, Gamma were two integrations I covered. Another one that I have to discuss is Tavily. And I don't think enough people have heard about this tool. There's a lot of these out there, web crawler, web scraper type of integrations, but I have yet to find one that is this easy to use, this effective, and also this cheap. Honestly, it's very affordable, and I really appreciate that. I use Tavily in two ways. I use it integrated with Claude as an alternative means of web scraping. Web scraping is so critical when it comes to AI or like chat interfaces because it allows AI to gather context on different things that you might need it to do. A very important use case that I use all the time is consulting documentation. So if I'm trying to build like an API call or something very complex and I don't want to read through a ton of documentation, I can either pop in a link or say go search for the docs on this. It will use its native web search tools, which I've had mixed success with. I don't love the web searching capabilities of Claude. It fails too often and can't often get accurate information quickly enough. So I like Tavily because it's very robust. It's very easy for AI to understand and use. They have a great MCP server. And basically, they have a couple different actions that allow them to get like a much more comprehensive scrape from a website than the native web search tool. So I use it a ton. I highly recommend it, and I'm actually going to show you how to set it up. The second way I use it is I'll use it in workflows. So I can use it in N8N. They've got a great API. If I need an agent to be able to search the web, agents don't have that capability natively in N8N. Or if I'm building software, obviously there's all kinds of use cases for being able to do a web search and a web scrape. Tavily makes that extremely easy. So I'll show you how I set this up. Basically, if you go into Claude, you've probably already, if you've seen any of my tutorials, I do this all the time. It's really simple, but I think some people don't know about it. To set up MCP servers, you just click on this plus symbol, you click connectors, and you'll see there's like a manage connector screen for native integrations with Claude. All of these providers have already partnered with Claude to create MCP servers that you can add with one click. Oh, look, they added a Gamma one. I did not know that was there. But yeah, basically, these are the native ones. I don't know if Tavily is in this list, so this is not how I configured Tavily. What I did was, if you scroll down to the bottom of this connector screen, you will see add custom connector. And if you click that, you can just simply name a connector, Tavily, and then you can paste in a link and click save. And literally that's it. I would restart Claude Desktop. I'm not sure if that's necessary, but I always restart after I add a new MCP server. But that's it. Once you've done that, you've got a new MCP server set up. So if you click over to Tavily's website, you'll sign up for an account, and Tavily has a very generous free tier. So if you want to start testing this out, it's very easy to start using Tavily. But then of course you can add like I love usage-based APIs. I don't have to pay a subscription to use it. I just pop in my credit card and it just pulls from, it creates a balance as it needs it, but it's very cheap. I have not even registered the amount of money I'm paying for Tavily because it's very affordable, which is great. So you can get your API keys here if you need to access the API for any reason, or you can actually just generate an MCP link. Look how easy they made this. You just click that button, it's copied to your clipboard, and then I can go back to Claude and I can just paste in that link it gave me and I just click add. And that's literally all it takes to connect Tavily to Claude. And obviously, there might be other use cases for this, but this is how I use it primarily. So let's see. Let's just try Tavily out. Let's use the Tavily MCP tool to gather comprehensive information on the best mountain towns in the US. And you might think he just pulled that query out of thin air, but no, I search for this all the time, and I'm constantly thinking about what the best mountain towns in the US are. Guarantee you it's not going to tell me anything new, but it'll give us a chance to see how Tavily is used. So Tavily search. Tavily search is basically just, it's like Google search. It's running a query on the internet. It's getting a bunch of search results back. Let's see if it actually uses any of its other actions, because this is where Tavily starts to get really interesting. So that was great. It gave me some pretty high level information here, and it's very generic, as you can see. So let's get a little bit more interesting with Tavily. Use the extract and crawl Tavily actions to get me a more substantive deep dive on affordable mountain towns. Let's see what it can find now. Okay, so extract. Basically, Tavily has 4 actions that I know of. Search, which is just going to do a Google query, similar to Google. I don't know if they actually use Google. But they also have the ability to extract and crawl through websites. So extract is like a page scrape. It's going to grab the entire web page. Crawl is, it's going to actually crawl through multiple web pages and scrape multiple web pages. And then they have a 4th action, which I didn't use now, but trust me, it works great. Tavily Map, which maps an entire website, and then it can use crawl to scrape multiple pages. So this becomes very useful when you have like a specific use case that requires some nuance. For example, you want to grab company websites at scale. You want to map out to find where the hiring page is, and then you want to scrape that specific page to find out what jobs that company is hiring for, to understand, like, maybe if they use a certain data warehouse, or maybe just you're doing like you're a recruiter and you want to find companies to partner with. So many use cases, but something like that is extremely hard to do at scale, because imagine imagine how different each company structures that information. Every company has their own way of structuring their hiring page in their website hierarchy. So Tavily makes that super easy. It can crawl through, it can find the exact right web page, and if you give it to an AI agent, I mean, it's just like, it's a force multiplier. It can get so much information for you, and it can be really surgical as to like how it gathers information. So let's just wait a second and see if this comes up with any better results. Okay, so finally getting some results here. That took quite some time, but the results here are pretty impressive, and it's a topic that I care about, so I'm actually interested here. I've gathered some comprehensive information. Most affordable options under $200K medium home price. Bluefield, West Virginia. I've never even heard of this town. $5,000 median home price, 106. Extensive biking and hiking in the Appalachian Mountains. This sounds great. More Appalachian stuff. Obviously, it's going to be more of this like eastern area. Malone, New York, Poconos. Okay, not too familiar with that area, but seems interesting. Mid-range, affordable, Hot Springs, Arkansas. Wow, these places are very affordable, and you know, we are talking about like a different level of mountains than Colorado, where I live. But okay, we've got some Western stuff too. We have Butte, which I've been to and is absolutely beautiful. Pueblo, Colorado, I'm familiar with. Big Bear. So you get the idea. This is an incredibly powerful tool. It did like 10 searches, 5 crawls, 5 extracts to get me like a really cohesive data set. So what we're doing here is we're replicating other tools that have already been created, like Perplexity, but at a much lower price point and with a honestly much better result and easier to integrate with the tools that you use every day. So I'm a big fan. Hope that was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you need any additional help or guidance on this, but hopefully that was pretty straightforward and you can get started with Tavily and start building some of your own web crawl integrations. I will see you in the next video.